In this program, we're going to talk about how to create buttons. So I have a button on my screen here, and I want the backdrop to change color every time I press it. So if I write a code, something like when this sprite is clicked, we can do something like change backdrop. Let's see, switch backdrop. Something like that. Now, if I click on the drop down, there isn't any other options, and that's because if I go to my backdrop menu, I only have one backdrop. So let me just paint a couple more. I'm just going to use the paint bucket to make solid color backdrops here. Go blue, and let's make a, I don't know, yellow and green. We'll get rid of the white one. We'll replace it with green, like so. So if I go back to my button, and again, when this is clicked, switch backdrop to backdrop 1. Well, I don't want to do that. I want to do, let's say, when I click it, I want to go to backdrop 2. So I click on this, and now it's red. But I can't go back and forth. So if I did something like next backdrop, every time I click on this button, the backdrop changes. Now if I click on the backdrop, I have to be clicking on the button. Now you'll notice in the Sensing tab, there's something called mouse down. And if I made an if statement, like, let me throw all this out, in the forever loop, if mouse down, this is saying if the mouse is clicked. So I can say if the mouse is down, I can say, oh, I don't know, change backdrop. So let's go back to next backdrop. So now if I hit the green flag, every time I click anywhere, doesn't matter where, backdrop changes. What if I want to say every time I click on the button? So I can say something like if touching mouse pointer, meaning that if this guy is touching the mouse pointer, and I want to say if the mouse is down, just watch what happens if I do this. If touching mouse pointer, the green flag is on, the second I scroll over this button, it changes rapidly. We want to say if touching mouse pointer and if mouse is down. Well, under operators, there's an and. So I can say if touching mouse pointer and mouse down, switch backdrop. Let's try this. There you go. Now you'll notice that sometimes it goes very quickly. It's because I might not be releasing the button so quick. So if I put in a little delay here, like 0.2 seconds, let's see if this smooths it out. There we go. Now it's a much slower, even if I push and hold, it's a much slower change, like so.